special guest for y'all today. We have our Director of Education, Karen, in the house, and which is really weird because Katie last night was like, okay, so is Katie staying at the house or is she staying at a hotel? And I'm like, well, we're doing Twitch, but she's at home in her place, which is Minnesota.
But Minnesota, you got it. You got it.
Yay.
You're getting better.
I usually say Missouri. And she's like, I was all
basket, the lotion and puts it in the basket, lotion, the basket, the lotion and puts it in the basket, it puts it on the skin.
Howdy ho, everybody.
Good morning.
Oh, I can't hear you. Okay, for a second I thought I couldn't hear you. Hey guys, how's it going? We have a special guest for y'all today. We have our Director of Education, Karen, in the house, and which is really weird because Katie last night was like, okay, so is Katie staying at the house or is she staying at a hotel? And I'm like, well, we're doing Twitch, but she's at home in her place, which is Minnesota.
But Minnesota, you got it. You got it.
Yay.
You're getting better.
I usually say Missouri. And she's like, I was all confused. I had a moment of like total confusion. And she's like, she's flying out tonight. I'm like,
Yes.
oh, that's right. I see it.
I was kind of wondering because I hadn't heard anything, so I was wondering if maybe we forgot, but it's all good.
I forget.
As long as I get on the plane.
I literally, this is funny. There's this Excel sheet I had to do with percentages and all this stuff. So I did this about a month ago for a price increase for a distributor. And I did it the way I was supposed to do it. I opened it up yesterday and I can go, why did you do that? I'm talking to myself. Why did you do it that way? And I completely redid it, sent it to Habib, and he's just looking at me like because I just do something and I forget it. And I had finished it a month ago and I just didn't realize it. Anyway.
This is why I live by the Post-it note. So there are Post-it notes everywhere in my house, in my salon, everywhere. So.
I'm telling you, I have to write everything down anymore. Everything.
Yeah.
I email myself like at 2:00 in the morning all the time. I accidentally put Anna on one. I emailed her instead, and she's like, "Were you really awake at 3 a.m? And why did you send me this?" I'm like, "Oops, sorry."
I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to do that and start emailing myself because the Post-it notes get to be a lot. So
and they get lost. So you just email yourself, and you're like, "Why did I decide to email myself at 3 a.m? This could be very important. Let me open it up."
You'll forget by the time you wake up in the morning. So might as well.
Exactly. That $1 million idea gone like that.
Yes.
Anyway, howdy everybody. As I ramble, I am not caffeinated enough, by the way. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. But anyway, hi. How's everybody doing? I saw a bunch of hi Melissas on here. Oh, there she is. MJ, how's it going? Good morning. How is everybody's Wednesday? It's Wednesday.
Is it Wednesday? I think it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. How's everybody's Wednesday? I hope it's good. Is everybody working? What are we doing? Go up. Any questions? So anyway, what we're doing today is you guys are just going to shoot us questions. We're going to try to answer them as best as possible. We'll ramble. Hey, maybe we'll talk NFTs. You guys want to talk NFTs? The other day, the guys were talking NFTs on here, and like someone asked one question, and they were just off to the races. Like hours later, you got your answer about your NFT. So I promise I won't talk about NFTs today. I did already talk about NFTs. We did a biz talk on it. So I'm NFT out. But I see we have Purple Philia on here. We have Shawnee Starfire. We had SoCal Mandy. Jenny nails it. Yes. Hola, Karen. Hola.
Hola. I don't speak Spanish anymore, but hola.
I used to be fluent when I was little.
I used to be too. Not so much anymore.
Not cerveza. That's it.
We need to spend more time in Mexico. I think that's what we need to do.
Yes. I plan on going back soon, actually. I was supposed to go back next month, but that's not going to happen. So hopefully March.
Get it back on the calendar. Get it back on
For
the calendar.
sure. No. We need an MJ emote. We need a MJ and Karen one. I think I agree definitely on that. Anyway, let's see what's going on in how cold is it there?
It's actually supposed to be a nice day today. It's 40s, maybe up to the 50s, but we had like a foot of snow over the weekend, and now it's all melting. And it's foggy out, and I don't know. I'm looking forward to being out in California. So
it's pretty cold here right now. Actually, it was like 37 when I left the house this morning. It was cold.
That's cold.
Yeah, it was real.
I have to repack my suitcase when I get done here.
Yeah. Spring layers. Yeah, yesterday was just pouring. Today it's clear skied, but it is cold.
Okay.
At least cold for me.
Well, that's 30s. That's getting cold. I don't know how I feel about that. I might as well just stay in Minnesota if that's how it's going to be.
Well. We could do everything remotely anymore, so yeah.
It's true.
Why fly? Let's see. We have a question from Luke Landon. Random question: can I use YN Slick Pore powders as colored acrylic and use it with monomer? What says you, Karen?
What says me? Me says yes. Yeah, you can definitely use the Slick Pore colors. They're an ultra fine acrylic powder, so use it with your dips, with your conversion gels, with your monomer as a traditional acrylic. Absolutely, it's going to work for all those different things. That's why I love Slick Pore. It's such a versatile product. So whatever kind of services you want to do, you can do.
I say Slick Pore is our most versatile product we carry because you can use it in so many different forms. Someone said cap it in clear. I totally agree. Whether it's colored acrylic or Slick Pore acrylic, whatever you use, I like to cap in clear. Helps with setup time. It protects it. You don't get. I used to hate doing colored acrylic, and it like colored your whole file. It just bothered me. Yeah, and all colored acrylic sets up funny.
Yeah, and if you're trying to do a solid color too, if you file too much, if you don't cap it in clear and you file too much, then you get kind of like those uneven colors.
Yeah, it's hard to fill it in. It's hard to make it match. So try it. You'll really like it. And we have like, I don't know, 2 million different colors or 218. Close enough.
Close enough.
A lot. Did we get any subscribers today or anything, Jorge? I know I can't see that.
Today? Oh, yeah. No. We've had some first-time viewers.
Really?
Yeah, some first-time commenters.
Oh, welcome.
Welcome.
Kersher97 is the first time he wrote in the chat for the first time.
Oh, sweet. What did he write? Was it
Hi,
like...
everyone.
We wanted something like this whole like philosophical like moment, like a light bulb moment. No.
Another one.
Hi is good enough. I like
Another one was Savannah Marie 49. She wrote, "Hey," with 2 exclamation points.
I like it. Hey, back, 2 exclamations. Very cool. Well, welcome, guys. Welcome to the lotion basket family, I guess is what we're called.
A lot of people are excited about Karen being on here for the first time.
Oh, I know. I am too.
I'm excited to be here. I figured it was only a question of time before I was on here. So, and big thank you to Ramon for getting me set up because I'm a nail tech. I'm not a computer tech. So I needed a little help today.
I don't do IT.
Nope.
No, please God, no, not the NFTs.
Well, we want you guys to be informed. We want you to know what's going on here.
It's important. But they did they just went down and they just kept on going. They're like, they did not see any red lights on that one. They just green light all the way.
They get excited. And it's something new and fun. So.
It is. Well, I mean, it's a good way to make money. I'm all about it. Don't get me wrong, because I believe in all that, and I'm trying to learn all of it on top of it. But after a while, it does make my head want to explode. Mm-hmm. What do we got? I heard a from Jorge. Oh, TK 406 Nails is gifting 5 tier 1 subs to Young Nails Inc. community. Thank you so much. Got a bunch of people in there. Oh, he even gifted Caesar one. I like it. That's awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. Habib will be mad if we talk about NFTs without him. Yes, he would. He probably senses it right now. He's actually in a meeting. That's why he's not here. He's in the other building. Therefore, my coffee story. So I ordered coffee this morning from McDonald's, like I always do. And An hour later, they still hadn't delivered my coffee. And then they're like, it's going to be another 69 minutes. I'm like, okay, no. So I canceled. And Habib's having this meeting. So he's like, can you get a bunch of coffee for us? So I got the big Starbucks stuff, but it's locked in a room and I can't get to it. I got 1 cup out of it and I'm dying. So I ordered more McDonald's. I ordered more McDonald's. It should be here soon.
It's less than an hour. That's a little bit
well,
much
this is
for coffee. Jeez.
Good sign. They've picked it up. That's a good sign.
Okay.
I don't know what happened earlier, but I'm desperate. I need coffee.
Everybody needed their coffee. Everybody needed their coffee.
I packed all my nail stuff up on Monday for moving, and I cried a little. Where are you moving to, Lady Talisa? Talisa. Thank you. I will tell you, I don't have the confidence Habib does, though he says it wrong. I do not know how to spell. I do not know how to pronounce things. So I apologize ahead. I will type in things into Google, and Google's like, not a clue what you mean.
I don't know what that word is. Yeah.
I don't know where you were going with that, ma'am. So I apologize. Tell us where you're moving. Are you moving towns? Are you moving salons?
Hopefully it's a good move. Hopefully all good things coming.
I think all moves are good. Whether we think so at the time, usually something good comes out of it. So
there's a reason for it. There's a reason for it.
Let's see. 15 hours away? Oh, wow. Still in Texas, though. Oh, wow. That is quite the move. Hopefully you're moving close to family or a new adventure or something exciting. I've moved all my life. I've lived all over. So doing stuff like that doesn't really faze me. But my sister, it really bothers her. So it's like we changed same childhood, 2 different experiences out of it. I like to move. So it just depends on the personality.
We had some people like that more settled feeling, just being where they're comfortable. And
I get that. We had a joke in our house that when my dad came home sitting on the road again, we just started pushing things out the door because he moved so much. Very good move. Husband is out of the military and we just bought a house. That's awesome. Congratulations. See, good moves, but still I get the crying. It's leaving what you know and always consider it an adventure. Yeah, that's awesome. Alicia Taylor asks, do you have a color acrylic collection that is as solid as a set or a mini set? No, we don't. They're all individuals, though at times we'll group them and do bundle deals, but thank you for blowing that up for me. Or I just made it like the size of this. And now I can see. Thank you. So look out for those, but we don't have like we used to have collections like rainbow collection, pastels, but we don't have that anymore. Ooh, Karen, you have a question here.
Oh, I have a question. Okay.
TK says, Karen, please help transfer foils, please. I'm struggling with time on base. I'm in Montana and winter has come. Yeah.
It's cold. Yeah. So when you're working with my brain is not working today, apparently.
That's okay. We'll make one brain today.
Okay, one brain. So yeah, when you're putting on the foil adhesive, don't put it on too thick. Okay, so just a nice thin brush on and wait. Okay. I know we've said 45 seconds, 50 seconds. I sometimes will wait up to a minute and a half till it's actually kind of sticky. So it almost feels like, or even looks like how the protein bond looks on your nails when that goes on. So it shouldn't look wet anymore. If it still looks wet, let it dry. And definitely in the colder months, it's gonna take a little bit longer. If you've got a heating pad on your table, that can help kind of speed it up a little bit. But yeah, just give it time. That is my biggest advice I can give to you, because the challenge, because I had challenges when I first started using it too. And it was just because I wasn't waiting long enough, and I would put the foil down and pick it up and it would just be sticky on the backside of my foil, and it just needs to dry longer. So let it dry longer than you think, and I think you'll be okay. Another thing I like to do is I'll take my cuticle pusher and actually run it along the surface of the nail. So that way it really presses down all around the sides. Oh, Tracy's coffee got here. So yeah, just really make sure, let it dry, press down, smooth it out. As you start to kind of peel it up, If it feels like maybe it's not, like there's a little section that you missed, put it back down and just kind of rub over it again and then check again. Don't try to just yank the whole foil off. Take it slow, a little bit at a time, and just kind of check as you go.
Yeah. Great advice. Excuse me while I stepped away. I like that. You're right. It's exactly, it just depends on room temperature. And I always like touch the side. And if it feels extremely sticky, I'll touch it with my pinky, then usually I'm good to go. But yeah,
if
it's kind of like,
if it still gets onto your skin, wait. It's still too wet.
You want it exactly. You know what? That's a good description. What you said, I never thought about it, but it's kind of like how Protein Bond feels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just that tacky layer, just that tacky feel. Yeah. Not stringy, but yeah.
Let's see. How do I initiate a return on the website? No idea. But Ramonski, you're on here. Do you know how? Can you tell us how to? Sunny 13, we will find out for you. If he doesn't know, I will text Anna, our customer service manager, real quick, and she'll give me an answer right now. Or if Ray is on here, he can tell us too, I'm sure. So sorry, I don't know that part. Okay, it's cold. Everybody hits cold, huh? 80 degrees. You know what? The original Alexa. It's not okay. It's not okay to be 80 degrees, and we aren't.
I'm sitting here all huddled up. I had my little space heater on earlier, and I don't know, that 80 degrees sounds pretty nice right now. Yeah. I'm a little jealous, I have to admit.
Yeah, I get here like at 4:45 in the morning and work in the warehouse. There's no heaters in the warehouse.
No.
Mm-mm. It's cold.
No.
It's cold. So it's all bundled.
Gloves and hats and all of the things.
I'm lucky if I remember to bring a jacket. That's the problem. I'm horrible about it. So let's see. I just graduated from nail technician school in Maryland, and I love your products. We use Young Nails kits in school. That's amazing. Oh, you guys use it there. That's wonderful. Congratulations.
That's awesome. That's really exciting to hear that they're using good professional products in the school.
And teaching sounds like it.
Yeah.
Do you have a job yet? What's going on? What's your next step? Tell us. We want to know. The next part of this adventure. Let's see. Jorge is scrolling. Everybody, you keep your house around 60 degrees? Serena the Pink? That's cold.
No, that's too cold. That's too cold.
That's why heaters
at least 70. At least 70.
The good Lord gave us heaters for a reason.
77. Perfect.
77?
Yeah.
Oh, Jorge. Wow. That's pretty toasty.
That's getting a little warm.
My husband would die. He would die. We argue about the heater all the time. I
think that's a lot of couples' biggest challenge is the right temperature. One walks by, turns it up. The other walks by, turns it down.
Yeah. Perfect for him is like 67. And perfect for me is around not 77.
72. I like 72.
73, 74, around there. Yeah. Oof. Can you scroll down, Jorge? Let's see. I swatched Oracle Bones the other day, and I can't even stand how pretty it is. A pretty color. That is a pretty color. I forget sometimes. It's funny. I don't know if you do this, Karen. I'll pull out colors and I'll put it down. I'm like, oh, I forgot we had that.
I'm like, is this a new color? I don't remember this. We have just so many different colors that somebody will ask a question and I actually have to go look on the website and be like, oh wait, what color is that? Oh yeah, I remember that color. Yeah,
there's a couple of them that they're like, what's the best, slip pour pink for an ombre? And I'm like, we have so many pinks. Let me think.
Take your pick. Your pick.
So it's a pretty color. What's the best way to place gems on a nail? I'm struggling. The struggle is real on that one.
I generally use the clear sculptor in the pot. I like that because I feel like it's got a lot more thickness to it, so it's not going to run. The gems aren't going to slide around.
Right.
If you've got larger stones, you can kind of fill in with that. It's a really nice thick. So I put my stones in with that and then cure that. But then after that, I'll take them out and then I'll use the Manicure top coat to actually top coat the whole nail. And then use like your striper brush or your micro detailer to just kind of, sorry, I'm getting Habib throat here or something.
You had a bad during Biz Talks today. Bad.
Yeah.
Like, we're not getting through this.
But no, if this was your stone, just take a little bit of your manicure top coat right around the base to kind of seal it down to the nail. You don't want to top coat the surface of it because that's going to take away the different facets and the shine of your stones, but just right around the base to kind of really seal it in. It's kind of like with your, like a diamond ring, you got all the little things that hold on to the actual stone in there. So you really just want something to hold on to the base of your stones on your nail.
I like it. And that's exactly what I would say. So that's perfect. I hope that helps. Yeah, it's a struggle because you want them to stay, and it's super frustrating if a client leaves and it comes off, especially if it was a large stone and you don't really have any. And plus, we charge extra for that.
Yep.
Hopefully we charge extra for that. So you don't want them popping off. Would a dark slick pour get cloudy when mixed with Synergy gel? Nels Crib.
Not with Synergy, I don't think, because you're going to get the clarity of that.
Yeah, when you're mixing like a slick pour and acrylic with a gel, you just watch your texture. You don't want it to be like sand, but I don't think I think you'd be fine. It shouldn't get cloudy. And if it did, you'd see it right away.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's see. Good morning to you. Carry a black manicure gel polish. Yes. Black 101. It's a great color. It's like coverage is good. Yeah. Though I don't know. I go back and forth between that and Look, Don't Touch and Go Time.
Depends on how much of a hurry I'm in. If I want to get them in and out, Go Time.
Yeah. And what you're doing, I guess, too.
Yeah.
If I want a sticky layer or not. But yeah, both are really good blacks. So 71 degrees here. Still don't want to hear it. Just where is it?
Where is 71?
Usually we're pretty warm here, so I shouldn't complain. But today I'm complaining because it's cold.
Well, I was hoping to come out there for some warmth, and you're telling me it's in the 30s?
I don't know what it's supposed to do, but it's been cold in the morning for sure. So I don't know what's going to happen. Is there a way that you can debulk when doing slick pour plus conversion? Debulk, so not get it thick, right?
So like you got it too thick, and then you need to take it down. Because yes, you can just file that down.
Or you're trying not to get it bulky? Let us know.
If you're trying to not get it bulky, just go a little thinner on. If you're using conversion, just go a little thinner on your base coat, and then it won't absorb as much of the powder into that coat.
Yeah, and if it's dark color, well, any color really. The first layer, you can always powder coat it in versus pouring. So I like to do that with like our dark colors because it gives me a foundation and it's not trying to cure through all of it. So if you're trying to go thinner, I do the first layer, the base, and then I cure it. And then I take a makeup brush and powder coat the black or a dark color in, set it, and then do a coat of the base again, and then pour. That'll help keep it from bulking up.
I think this is kind of the same question.
What's the best way to keep from getting the sidewalls too bulky when sidewalls when using conversion base and slick pour?
Don't let your product run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't let your product run.
You got to keep the sides thin. And so sometimes if you let it settle, it's going to run to the sides. So either don't do as many nails at once, or come back through with your brush and pull the sides down so it debulks it.
I have a couple of clients that like their hand just automatically kind of goes, onto the side. So I know to do 2 of their nails, get them into the light, get those done, and then come out and take the other 2. Because otherwise I'm going to be filing and cleaning up the mess.
So
maybe
frustrating.
Do a couple at a time. Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't waste any time because you're always in motion, right? So you're just curing while you're doing the other, switch it out. So it's just a bad game of the hokey pokey, but it will save you frustration.
Yeah. In the long run. Yeah.
Tara or Tara? Tara? First time viewer here, welcome. And Fly Nails Memphis, also first time here, welcome. I think they're on our YouTube channel, right? Is that YouTube? Welcome to the family. If you guys have any questions, let us know. No stupid questions, just stupid answers. So Let's see. Are there any videos on how you can use glitter with Slick Pore without adding too much bulk? So we're having some issues with bulking. Glitter with Slick Pore. Are you using conversion? Are you adding the glitter? I'm trying to understand.
Are you adding the glitter to it, or are you using the Slick Pore with the glitter?
Yeah, because you can just use the glitter straight with the conversion gel if you're just trying to go straight glitter. Let us know. Let us know. Okay. Let's see. Melissa, are those glitters in the display hanging up? In her.
Oh, in mine? Oh, in mine?
No, I think she's asking, are you asking Melissa or Karen? Well, let's ask both.
Okay. Well, I'll answer since I'm here first. So they're just that's where I keep my rhinestones. It's just a little craft container. I just hang it up on the wall. So yeah, just a nice, easy way to store things.
If you guys are looking for those are a charm trace. You can find them on Amazon. They're awesome. I used to have a ton of them for easy. I put my Mylars in them too.
Yeah.
They were great.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see. Let's talk about Habib. What would you like to know? I'll tell you everything. I'll make some stuff up.
Give us the inside scoop.
Yeah, that's what I always tell people. If you're going to talk about me, make me interesting, because I'm not interesting. So lie. Just make some stuff up.
Give me some good details.
Let's see. Use the microphone when searching Google. Well, I don't talk very well either, Crystal. I am horrible. I am not never going to be an English major. That's for sure. Love your work, Tracy. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Let's see. So Kamali, you moved a lot too. Gone to 25. That's the same with me. I never went to a school longer than a year. I went to sometimes two a year. So finally at 9th grade, I just did homeschool because I was over it. That's the one part I hated, was the switching of schools. You just never know what you're going to end up on. Like, oh, I know everybody and everybody's cool at this school. And then you go to the next school and you're the outcast and you're like, I don't know what changed. But yeah. And it was hard also because schools would be ahead or behind of where I was. So like when I moved, for instance, when I moved from El Paso to Oregon, they had taught everybody in kindergarten in Oregon, or first grade, or kindergarten and first grade, how to read and do all this stuff. And then for me, they had just started that. So I was behind. So I fell behind there. Then I'd go somewhere else and so I did not like the school part. Have you moved a lot, Karen?
Not a lot. I mean, I've moved, after college and all that kind of stuff, moved to bunch of different places, but same city. I think my biggest move was out to Vegas and then back to Minnesota. So
Karen moved to Vegas. You didn't know anybody in Vegas. You just moved.
Now,
why Vegas?
It seemed like a good idea at the time. So you say at the time, it was right. But I had been teaching at a cosmetology school at the time, and they ended up cutting the nail program. So I got laid off. I was working very part-time in a salon about 40 minutes from my house, and I didn't want to try to start to rebuild a whole clientele 40 minutes away because I just didn't want to drive that. So I took some time and kind of thought, well, what do I want to do and where do I want to be? And I kind of always joked with my friends like, oh, one day I'm just going to move to Vegas. One day. So I had that time where I didn't have a commitment in, here in Minnesota. And so I said, all right, I'm going to pack everything up and I'm going to move. And I'm just going to move for 1 year. I'm going to give it a try for 1 year. That 1 year turned into almost 8 years. And then I finally decided to come back to Minnesota. So
remember that. Yeah. You were there quite a while. And then all of a sudden you're just like, I'm moving home.
Yep. It was time. It was time. I think I was one of those people that, like I said, 1 year and then I'll come back. But that year I kept going and kept building clientele and things just got better and better. And then finally I was like, you know what, if I'm here longer than 10 years, because this was what I learned. Anybody that was there more than 10 years, they never left. And I knew that at some point I did want to come back to Minnesota because that's, my family's here. And so I knew I needed to come back. And if I didn't come then, it wasn't happening. So
got it.
So now
Okay.
I definitely miss the warm weather out there since, we got a foot of snow, but it's okay. It was worth it. It was
I love
the right thing at the time. Yeah.
I love that you just like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it myself and I'm going for it. That's an adventure. That's cool. That's
it was
how
definitely, yeah.
Things
But
you get to tell the grandchildren.
I think when you put yourself kind of into that, I know Greg always says, get comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's really what it was for me. That was really where I did a lot of my learning as a nail tech. I've been licensed for 22 years, but moving out there and being forced to be on my own and forced to figure things out that I had no idea about, running a business. I had no idea how to run a business, and it just forced me to learn and, meet people that were doing it and figure out what they were doing and what they were doing well and what they weren't doing well. So it was a very uncomfortable experience, but it was a really amazing experience. So.
Took advantage and learned from it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Icy Goddess, any advice on building a portfolio? This is going to be, I'm going to just give this to Karen because I have my ideas, but here's the facts. I'm not in salon anymore. So Karen is still in salon, and obviously you've moved from Vegas to back home and, changes. So how important is a portfolio and how do you do it?
You know what? So when I started doing nails, my portfolio was actually a book, like a physical book with pictures that you went to Walgreens and you printed your pictures out. I still have a stack of them that I look back and I'm like, oh dear God, somebody came to me based on these nails. But I feel like that's kind of the old school way of building a portfolio. These days, your portfolio is your social media. And for me, trying to rebuild my clientele when I moved out to Vegas, I didn't have a social media out there. I didn't have that online. I was never an online kind of person. I didn't want to be on social media. I didn't want to be in Facebook and Instagram and all of that. And then when I moved back to Minnesota and had to rebuild my clientele again, that's when I really started building my portfolio in Facebook and Instagram and whatever other social medias you want to get into. But that's where people search these days. That's where people will go to find a nail tech, and they will look at your pictures and say, I want that person to do my nails. And so to me, your portfolio it's online, and it's not as hard as you think. I always thought, oh, this is going to take me so much time. It's going to take me hours every day. No, snap 2 or 3 pictures on every client that you do. You can tweak them, you can edit things, and you can fix things up and, change the lighting and all that. I try to not do a whole lot of editing, because I want my clients to be able to say, I want that color that's in that picture. And if I change the color or edit it or something, I'm not going to be able to do that same color. So you can do the editing and stuff, but don't spend a lot of time on that. Just a couple of minutes and post it. Don't overthink it. I know Habib, Tracy, you guys say this all the time too. Don't overthink it. Just post it. Even if you feel like it's not a perfect nail, post it, because there's somebody out there that is going to love the design. They're going to love it. They're going to want to come see you just based on that nail. And I hear from so many other nail techs that they're like, I'm so afraid to post this picture. Can you help me with this? I'm like, it's a beautiful picture. I don't see anything wrong with it. Post it. And they're like, yeah.
The problem is we're so picky when if they probably had seen, if it was your picture and they were looking at it, they'd been like, oh, these are amazing. But when it's yours, we literally in our mind blow it up 100 kajillion times and we pick out every flaw.
Yep.
And what you said about, just posting it is so important. I remember having this conversation with Habib. We had a person in charge of sales, and she had this really fixated in her mind that the pictures had to be perfect, had to be poster worthy. We needed to do these, the glam shots basically of hands. And so I remember Habib calling me and going over this with me. And I said, Habib, because I do the posting for Instagram mostly, for the main feed. And I said, Habib, I don't really do that. And I need you. He's like, well, we need to, I said, okay, before we go there, I need you to look at these pictures. And he started walking through the pictures that, were just salon success, just, nice, pictures of finished. And they had blown away the other pictures that were, we got a model and the hands were like perfect and everything was perfect and it had a beautiful background. I'm like, look, these are blowing these out of the water. And there was no time taken to do them. It was easy. And he's like, oh my God, people want real.
They do.
They want real life.
Yeah.
And if you spend all that time editing and making it perfect, and you can't do that when they come in the salon, they're going to be disappointed. Very disappointed.
That's very true. That's very true.
Yeah.
And represent who you are. If that's your work, that's your work, and be proud of it, And I'll tell you though, the fun thing about having social media right now is I look back to when I started my social media and I'm like, oh, I remember those nails, or ooh, I don't
I remember that.
Can I delete that? Can I take those off of there? But
yeah,
it's fun to have that progression. So especially if you're just starting out and just learning, still post that. Your clients are going to love to see your progression too. So and you're going to look back years from now and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so much better now, hopefully.
Yeah.
So
no, it's so true. I
post.
have a picture that comes up on my memory on Facebook and it's like years old, and it's like the most blurry god awful picture. But you know what? I love seeing it. I like, you know what?
And cameras were a little bit different back then. I think
was.
we've got a lot better cameras and that kind of thing to help us out a little bit.
I call it plurry. It's pretty but blurry. Plurry.
I like that.
But as far as filtering, what I recommend is when I do my own hands, I filter my skin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My skin really bugs me. I've had older looking skin since I've been 16 years old. I got my mom's hands. I love you, Mom. I love you dearly. Your hands suck. Okay, let's just go there. And so do mine. And so I have deep veins. So it bothers me. So I'll just lightly blur. And the other one that I suggest, if you could if there's a cut on their finger, because people will think you caused it, you didn't cause it. So I will edit a cut. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I used to worry about, in fact, I still get comments. I think we all get comments on our final shot, like our glam shot for YouTube. People are like, why is your product so far away from the cuticle? It's like, it's not, it's just HD blown up 3 million times. It makes it look like that. And it used to bother me. And I'm like, can we just edit and move it?
Nope. It's funny because I've really started looking at that kind of stuff and seeing people's comments. I'm like, did I really get that far away from the cuticle? And I'm like, no, I don't think I did. But...
Oh no, well I'll do it on myself. I'm like, it's fine. And then I'm looking at that and it looks like the Grand Canyon between like 4 weeks growth. I'm like, I don't know.
Cameras these days they blow everything up.
Yeah.
And like Tracey, you're talking about doing the skin. Everybody's skin, no matter if it's like 16-year-old hands or not, it's still, you can still see all of the little nooks and crannies there. So
it blows
a little smoothing.
Everything up. Was there a question up there? Jorge? There. How often can you change designs over Synergy hard gel or acrylic if wanting to take pictures, or just because you can never decide on a design and want to change it often? Laugh out loud.
Well, how much time do you have? You can really change out your designs. Me personally, if I'm wanting to change out my designs more often, I'll do something on the surface of the nail in gel polish, sugared nails, things like that, where I don't have to actually take down the whole nail. But if you're doing, the dimension nails with product in there, it's definitely going to take you a little bit more time and effort to change that out. But you can do that, and we teach you guys, we show you how to put down that little thin layer of clear underneath so that when you do take your product down, you're never going down to that natural nail. So it's not going to damage that natural nail. It's just, like I said, just the amount of time you want to spend changing things out. But feel free to change as much as you like.
That thin layer is very important. And people are like, well, you electric file and it damages. And like, I've literally, especially when we were doing Greg and I were doing all the filming pretty much at that time. There was times my nails were removed and replaced 5 times in a week, and my nails were nice and healthy. But that thin coat, vital, super important. It protects it. So I like that. 1 or 2 coats of foil transfer, Karen?
You know, sometimes I feel like on a bigger surface, I will do 2. So I'll do 1 coat first and let that dry for about 30 seconds to a minute, and then do a second one just to make sure I have that kind of good even coverage over the whole nail. You know, again, try 1. If you're not liking how 1 works for you, try 2. Because yeah, usually when I do 2, I get really good full coverage. Because sometimes as you're brushing, maybe it's drying as you're brushing, and you might not get as even of a coat on the whole surface. So yeah, 1 or 2, it's personal preference, but try 1 first. If you're not doing well with that, give the second one a try. But just again, make sure that it's dry all the way through and you're not getting that sticky, gummy kind of feeling.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's good to know, actually. Because I don't get much time. I don't do foil transfers so much anymore. Well, I don't do clients. So therefore, unless I'm doing like set for Fenty or something, I don't mess with the foils too much. But so that's good to know if a larger surface to do 2 coats.
Yeah.
That would be helpful. Let's see. I actually have another question. Do you have, Luke, do you have a sheer pink acrylic that's more pigmented than speed pink, but still sheer?
Is it bubble gum?
Well, there's bubble gum that's kind of translucent, but not really. You have XXX pink, which is a little pinker than speed pink, but it's not in the speed realm. You can customize too.
Yeah.
Speed bubble gum with a little clear, I think would be beautiful. I think that one, you might like that. Or a thin layer of speed bubble gum and then cap and clear. Get what you want out of it and then cap it and clear. I think, yeah.
Yeah. But don't be afraid to customize. Yeah, definitely. Try out, you know, mix a few things together, see what you like. If you want lighter, you know, add a little more clear. You want darker, add more of, you know, whatever darker color you're using. But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to start mixing your powders. Yeah.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
No, in fact, it'll drive your competitors, you know, your competition, not competitors, competition crazy, because people like a pink you'll mix and they're like, I know she uses young nails. Why can't I find this pink? And it's because you customized it and they can't have it. So yeah, it's pretty fun.
But also make sure that if you have a client that likes that on their nails all the time, mix a large jar of it so you don't run out, or at least write down what your formula was so that you remember. Because I forget things, and 6 weeks later, if I don't have that color, I am not going to remember what was in that. Yeah. People ask me, you know, what colors did you mix into your nails last week? I don't even know. Right now I couldn't even tell you what I mixed on these. I think I wrote it down, but I don't know.
Have you ever looked at I've done this. I've looked at the client and like, what did I do?
They're like, well, I think you took something from over here and then something from over there. I'm like, okay, let's see what we can find.
I'll go in that direction. Yep. I have, Nails Cribs has a business question. I work alone in the studio, but I'm thinking about expanding and adding 1 or 2 nail techs. But with this pandemic, I'm concerned. I have the space, so social distancing won't be an issue. Would it be a good time to expand, or should I wait a little bit longer?
I mean, pandemic aside, if you're trying to expand, I would say, first of all, make sure you're financially ready to expand, because I think sometimes people overlook that. They think, I've got the space, I've got, you know, the ability to do it, but do you have the financial backing to do it? You know, can you survive in an expansion without having somebody else paying rent or bringing in income? Can you afford that?
That is,
and if
key.
You can,
that is key. For instance, I opened a salon. All the girls in the other salon told me they were going to come. I didn't rely on it, and thankfully I didn't, because they didn't come at first. And so, you know, if you're going to do an expansion, think, can I sustain this by myself? Can I sustain it? Now, with the pandemic, that's personal preference, you know, personal opinion. If you have the spacing, I think, you know, people will be fine with it. But, you know, are you comfortable with it? You know, you have to look at it in all different areas. But, you know, if you've been thinking about it, it might be time just to take the plunge. Take the
Or,
plunge.
and if you already have that space, you just are looking for people, maybe start with one person, bring in one more person and see how that goes, and then maybe build from there.
Yeah. And what's nice, if you do it that way, you can take your time and find the right person. Not that you'll find the right person, you might have someone and you need to get rid of someone. But, if you have that comfort zone of being able to sustain it on your own, then you can look for people that are a really good fit for you.
Yeah.
So
That's definitely important. Yeah.
So back to the conversion and slip pore. It is, yes, debulk if you get it too thick.
So that you can just file down. So swipe, if you're conversion, right? We're using conversion. Yeah. So swipe off the top sticky layer, just a 150 file, and you can take down whatever bulk you need to. Just make sure you're not thinning it out too much, because you want to have, your structure and shape to the nail. But yeah, you can file it down, and then I would wipe with Manicure Cleanse so it doesn't soften up the conversion gel, and then coat a protein bond and top coat, and you'd be good.
I like that. We're reading from Twitch, but I see the YouTube questions too also, right, Jorge?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I just use mission control instead of nail polish? It's easier for me. Okay,
Sure.
For sure. I love how mission control paints on. Polishes on, paints on. I don't know how you would say it, but I like it. So yes, you definitely can. However, you're not going to just go straight to the natural nail with mission control. We're talking over enhancements or something like that. Something's being used as your base. So yes.
Yeah. If you want a one step for something easy, the go time. That's the one step. You don't have to worry about a top coat, and that can be used on a natural nail, and you'll be just fine on that.
Yeah.
And you got more color choices in that too.
That's what people are like. Do you like Manicure, Go Time, Mission Control? What do you like to use? I'm like, whatever color I just picked, and I'll mix them. I'll mix anything and everything. Like, you're not going to make a bomb. You're going to be fine. It's okay. So just whatever color you want to use. So for conversion, do you cure the press, then press the powder, or do you put on a base, then put on the slit pore, then cure? I'm reading this again. For conversion, do you cure, then press the powder, or do you put on the base and then put on the powder, then cure? Oh, okay.
What you were talking about before.
Yeah. So typically, 99% of the time, I put a coat of base on. I cure that. That's my protective layer. It's just a thin layer because I electric file off, so I can electric file to that. Then I put my wet base on, and I pour, then cure. And then I do another coat of base, and then pour, and then cure. Now, for darker colors, if you're worried about bulking the nail up, there are times that I do that thin layer base, my protective layer, cure. Then I do my wet layer. I cure that. And it's just the thin layers. These are thin layers. And then I take a makeup brush and I powder coat it into. It's going to be a little splotchy. It's not going to give you full coverage. And then I cure that for about 10 seconds. Why do I cure it? Even though it's already cured, it actually grabs the powder and keeps it from moving. Then I do another thin, I'm getting confused myself. A thin layer, and I powder coat. I pour that coat. That is very helpful for dark colors, and it's helpful if you're worried about bulking too much. So either way, 99% of the time, it's wet coat, base, pour, except for dark colors. If you're having problems with the dark colors, curing. I think I explained that. Let me know if you need more.
It made sense to me, so I followed.
You were saying, oh, okay.
Okay, you got it. Okay. Are your gel products the same as Polygel, Miss Karen?
They are not. So we don't carry a Polygel. So my understanding of Polygel is not 100%, but what my understanding is it's a combination of basically a gel mixed with acrylic. Tracy, am I on the right path?
That's my understanding too.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So no, our Synergy gel is a traditional hard gel. You cannot soak it off. It is something you'd have to file off. You do not need a slip solution to move it around. You just need to use your brush to move it around. What else was part of that question? Sometimes I start talking and I forget what the actual question
all
was.
the time, all the time. Are they the same? Are your gel
No.
products the same? Yeah. So you
No,
got.
they are definitely not. Definitely not.
Let's see. Is Manicure top coat okay for natural nails or gel polish services? Karen, by the way, I don't know when you have to leave, so just you gotta give me a heads up.
I have to leave for the airport at 4:00 my time. So
oh, you're good.
I'm good. We got time. We're good.
Okay, so question is, Manicure top coat, is it okay for natural nails or just gel polish services?
Are you asking for just like, say you just wanted to do like just regular nail
Clear
polish
top
and
coat?
then just a gel top coat? Because with that, I would say I would recommend using the conversion system then. And that way you can sandwich your caption polish in between so that you're basically getting a gel polish.
Are you
maybe-
just wanting a natural clear coat, but not a polished top coat, maybe?
If
Let
that's
us
the
know.
case, then yes, definitely. What I would do if you just want a clear coat, I would actually do a coat of our base coat first and then a coat of the top coat. That way it just gives you a little bit more durability to it.
Yeah, I like that. Oh my God, I love that. What storage? What is Serena the Pink?
Karen's.
Oh yeah, they like your storage.
Oh, my
the
rhinestones?
charms. Yes, that's.
I'm sure Amazon. I'm sure you can find them on Amazon.
Gotta love
Everything's
Amazon.
on Amazon.
Everything's on Amazon. I found out that when I got my slick pores too thick, I ended up filing off some of the color, taking off too much bulk when only using light pressure.
In that case, that's where I would do that. Do another coat. So if you file it off, do another coat of the base, cure it, and then do the powder coat or the dry brush. Am I saying that right? In just kind of those areas that you filed it off, just to kind of touch up those areas.
We have some great videos because I'm heavy-handed. I know I file stuff off all the time. I know Karen's done a video and Melissa's also done a video of where we show how to touch up when you file things off, because that's real life. We get dinged sometimes on YouTube for it. Like, I can't believe I would never pay for it. That's reality. All nail techs do it.
Yeah.
We're just going to show you how to fix it.
Yeah.
So check those videos out. Yeah, we have some great videos on that. And glitter fixes everything.
Just add glitter. Just add glitter.
How do you recommend using glitter on top of or with dip?
Are you asking like doing a clear nail and then glitter as a sugar on top? Or I'm not sure.
If you're talking about like a glitter press or anything, it would be the exact same way you do any artificial. But let us know what you're looking for. I have lava in my veins. Okay,
love that color.
Go up. Other way, sorry, down. The other direction, how's that? No, other direction. This up. No, there. Yes, Cure Base, and Greg said he doesn't wipe out. Okay, yeah, no, sorry. I made you do that for nothing. Well, not nothing, but they were answering a question. I have an acrylic overlay right now. I want to extend the tips using forms. Can I do that without messing them up since I've already put acrylic on them? This is a good question.
It's a good, and actually I feel like I've seen this question a lot lately. So I don't know if maybe the same person has been posting it. Yes. What I would do is, if you can, thin out. So if you have your extension, thin out the end of it just a little bit, if you can, get your form flush up under there. That's going to be your biggest challenge, is getting that form to fit perfectly back up under there, so that you don't have any gaps underneath. And then that way, thin out the top so that way you can build more structure through that surface rather than just trying to connect two pieces together. Because if you just have those two pieces bonding together, it's not going to be as strong as if, say, you came up and over and bonded the whole thing together. Yeah. So yes, you can build it out from there.
Yeah, exactly.
It might be easier to just start fresh though.
It might, but at least what you can run into is if the nails are longer, it's very hard to get that form flush like she's talking about. So it depends on the length, but it doable. You just might be causing yourself a lot of work.
Yeah. And maintenance in the long run too.
Yeah. Let's see. Jimmy John's offered to bring me TP when it was scarce. That was just very nice.
Wait, Jimmy John's a sandwich? He's gonna bring you TP? Whoa, wait a minute.
Okay.
They
Hey.
have,
All right.
they have
I'd
people
order
on
from
bikes.
there.
Huh?
They have people on bikes and like cars and stuff. That's how they deliver.
Oh, okay. Okay. But they don't typically, they bring sandwiches normally, not TP. But interesting. Karen, is the salon you work in one that you own or run?
I am in a salon suite. So I pay my rent and run my business, and they take care of everything on the outside. So, yeah.
Now you've done both.
I have. When I started out, I worked at a salon that I was an employee. I made an hourly wage and my tips. And then I've worked in salons where it was, full service salon. I've had my own suite or my own room within a salon. But then since I've been in Minnesota, I've always been in this suite here. So yeah, a lot of different variety.
Preference?
At this point in my career, I love having my own space. So I can come and go when I want. I can charge what I want. I can basically do whatever I want in my own space, and nobody tells me what I can and can't do. So I might be a little bit of a control freak, maybe. But starting out, I think it was important to be in a salon with other people that I could, kind of see what they were doing, ask questions, network together with them. And just learn. So once you feel comfortable going to work every day and you feel like, okay, I got this, then maybe, definitely time to move to your own place if that's something that you're looking for. But if you're just starting out, I don't recommend jumping right into an individual suite like that. I think there's so much more to learn. Get out of school and get some experience. Give it a year or more, whatever, but give it some time to get some experience in the industry, and then make your leap. Yeah,
I fully agree. I'm definitely a control freak. I admit it, but people will ask. I've had people when I was doing distribution. They'd be like, "I'm going to open my own salon." I'm like, "You just got out of school. Stop. Wait.
Calm down."
Yeah, like you really need that salon experience. No, I'm going to do it. And not that it can't work. I'm not going to say, I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that have made it work. And however, I have not seen it because it's very, if you're opening a salon, first of all, you don't know the ins and outs of salons, and salon's a different world. You don't have the clientele to support. And what tends to happen is whoever you bring in kind of overrides you. They just kind of run you over because you don't know, or they overcomplicate it. Like the one girl that was like, I'm going to open my own salon. She didn't listen to a darn thing. She kept on asking my opinion. I finally told her, quit asking my opinion. You've done the opposite of everything. You picked a name that's kind of offensive, you've opened us all great stuff, but I told you the location, there wasn't enough. I'm like, quit asking. But I think she had like a 5-page contract these people needed to sign. And I'm like, that will never work. No. So that experience, even if it's just a year, is kind of vital. Yeah. So,
and there's a lot more to having your own space than a lot of people think. You plan at least one full day or, something like that of business stuff, not taking clients, but ordering your products, doing your inventory, doing your books, making sure all of that's done, paying your taxes, all of these things that a lot of times people think, oh, I'm just going to go do nails in my own salon. But there's a lot more business to your own salon.
You are a business at that point. You are. And anything, whatever, it's a small business, large business, all have the same kind of things that go along with it. Marketing, taxes, all that stuff, toilet paper. I always said I was the glorified janitor. That was me. I remember the day. So I sold my salon and I stayed working at it for a couple months. And the pleasure I got the day that I got to come out and go, there's no toilet paper in the bathroom. It filled my soul. I was just, I don't know what about it. I'm like, I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Could you go to the store and get toilet paper, please?
Yeah.
So,
but it really
Can-
is those little things that people don't think of.
yeah, it's constant. The place is dirty. This is wrong. This person's causing drama. Yeah, it's a headache sometimes, but being a control freak, kind of like it. Can you use Slick Pore for sugar nails?
I'm going to be honest. I don't think I've ever tried it.
You can. One of my favorites is Flash and Burn. So beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
So beautiful. The finer ones work. You know, if it's a heavy glitter, it's not going to look, it's going to look like you peppered your acrylic with, you know, your nails with glitter. But like Flash and Burn, those really, really fine glitters, so beautiful over, I love it over like a pink 106 or a red. Ooh, that would be really nice for the holidays, a red. Yeah, see,
Yes. Now I got some ideas. I got something new to try today.
I would like to sell press-ons, but I don't know how you're supposed to know people's sizes, etc. It seems like a lot of work. We have some experience here, kind of going with the Witch Sky. Yes, we actually do all the Fenty runway shows and a lot of their photo shoots. So we have a lot of experience on trying to guess 150 people's nail size. And it's a challenge. And how do we go about that, Karen?
Well, we just make thousands of tips and hope for the best, and we end up with a lot of extra. But you don't want to do that in the salon. Different advice for different situations. If you have a client that can actually come in and you can sit down and size out their nails right then and there, size them out. That way you know those exact sizes, and then you can go ahead and do the custom designs, artwork, whatever, and then they can come back and pick them up. If you have somebody, maybe they're in a different city and they don't want to come in, you could send them different sizes, but charge them for that shipping, you know, charge them to send the sizes back and forth. Or, you know, have them, you know, send them out, have them text you back what sizes they need. Save you shipping on, you know, one way or the other.
I think people have like a paper sizing guide that helps them.
Yeah.
Typically what we do, because, you know, it would be ideal if we were able to see all the models' nails and size them. We do not have that opportunity. So we kind of size ourselves, and then we go extra. We go kind of a couple above and a couple below. I typically say for a set of 10, we make 16 nails just for a set. So, yeah, I'm sorry. That's not too much. You know where's a good place to go? Because we have a lot of people that sell these tips is our Facebook community, and ask this question. I bet you get a lot of responses on it. Let's see. What is sheer? This is a good question. Haven't seen your nail lingo spreadsheet. So sheer is transparent. It's see-through. It doesn't have any opacity to it. So you're gonna see through that color. Let's see. What do we got? Guess what? Jorge's making me nauseous. Let's see. What does it say? Swipe. What is swipe?
Swipe is our nail cleanser. So it's a mixture of acetone and alcohol in proper proportions to clean the nail and get all the germs and bacteria off the nail, but also leave the proper pH level to the nail so that your product will adhere. So we get a lot of questions saying, why can't I just use acetone? Why can't I just use alcohol? They may be too drying on the nail. They're not going to leave that right pH level. So skipping swipe is a no-no. You want to make sure that you're using that, to make sure that the nail is clean so that you don't get the little greenies growing on the nails, because nobody wants that. But then again, to leave that proper pH level for your products to adhere to. So.
Yep, I like it. Builder gel in a bottle, is it just as good as normal builder gel? So I'm not too experienced with builder in the gel bottle, but what I will say is I personally, when I'm building an extension or a lot of length, I want to use a thick gel. And it's going to be very hard to get that thick of a gel in a bottle. it's going to take more layers. So I'm not saying, I know people use it and they love it. And even like our fiber gel, I build with our fiber gel on my natural nail. And I just kind of get a bunch of it on the brush and I float it like I would a brush. But if I'm doing an extension, I'm going to pull hard gel and I'm going to do it out of the bottle or the precision gel applicator because I'm going to be able to put a lot on at once.
If it's in a bottle, I would feel like you would go through a lot of that. Like if you're trying to sculpt a full set, it's going to take a lot of that product. And I feel like I would just be replacing bottle after bottle.
Yeah. And I feel like I wouldn't be able to grab the amount I wanted at, you know, because I couldn't see what I'm grabbing. So, but that's just, you know, our opinion, but preference for sure. Can you please do a video on what file bit is used for what? As in my course, we were never taught that. File bits and e-files. Yes, and we already got you. We're that fast with the videos. You said it, we did it. No, we have one. Go to our Young Nails, look up e-file bits, and we have a couple videos. And I think we've done, Greg did one in the past. Melissa's done one recently, and it breaks down what all of our bits and what they're used for, because you need to know that and support.
Yeah.
Let's see, what do we get? Here's a good one. Miss Tiffany, how should we charge for stones?
Charge a lot. Just charge a lot. I think a lot of people charge a lot of different ways for stones. You can charge individually. You know, you can charge $1 a stone. You can charge, you know, $2 a stone, kind of depending on what you're using. You know, if you're using the Swarovski crystals, I don't know if you can use those anymore. If there's I know they were the company they stopped selling or
selling them, but I don't know.
But yeah, so if you're using a more expensive stone, definitely charge more for it. If you're using a cheaper, you know, you don't necessarily have to, but cover your costs on it. I know people will come up with certain designs with their stones, like maybe right around the cuticle. Maybe 4 stones around the cuticle is $5 or something like that. So you can have like set, if say the full nail is $20, depending on how many stones you use on it. I'm going to be honest, I don't do a lot of stones. So I have them, obviously, we talked about that. But yeah, you can charge either individually, or I would say you have a set price for a certain amount or up to a certain amount.
Yeah, you definitely got to charge for them. And this is the importance of a portfolio too, is you can, when you do pictures or do clients with rhinestones, because a lot of people don't have an idea of how many stones it's going to take and what you're charging per, you can send them to your page and go, which rhinestone are you looking for? Look, are you looking for? And here's the pricing that goes with that. And it'll make pricing it easier for you. But I typically used to say $2 per small stone, at least $5 per large, depending on the quality of the stone, because those other stones, they get pricey. And if your clients say, well, I'll bring them in, I still charge to put them on.
Yep.
It takes time.
Yep. And that's the thing, putting stones on, it's time consuming because it's kind of putsy and you have to have them perfectly. And if they're moving and, you know, and then you have to seal them in and so charge at least a couple bucks, $1 or $2.
Yeah. And the stones are, because I have, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I have a hard time visualizing the look. So it's kind of as I'm going, I'm creating. So it does take me a while. This is therefore why I don't like doing them. I can't go fast.
I'm the same.
How do you slick pour chunkier glitter without being bulky and or filing the glitter off? Kind of back to what we were talking about before. If you do file it off, you can add back and try to get the stuff at the base. Try to get most of your design, your look at the base, and then cap and clear. That way you're not worried about it so much. I don't know how to share, but posted 3 months ago. Posted the bit one. Thank you. I always love this one, and I always watch my wording. What are your guys' thoughts about doing Russian manicures? See, you see that smile? I know that smile. That's the smile of I don't want to honestly answer because I don't want to offend.
Technically, okay, so when you think of the nail and the cuticle, your cuticle, you're going to push. All right. Nails 101. There's the cuticle and the eponychium. Okay. You push back the eponychium. That's your skin that you're pushing back with the cuticle pusher. Okay. That true cuticle is that white flaky stuff that's on the nail. The true cuticle is what seals the nail to the skin. Okay. So if you go through and you take off all of that cuticle, you're breaking open the seal between the nail and the skin, and that can let bacteria in there. That's going to open the nail up for infection, all kinds of not so good things. Okay. Second of all, if you're cutting that healthy tissue, what happens when you fall and skin your knee? You get a scab. You pick off the scab, because you all do it. You pick off that scab, it comes back as more of a scab, and then you end up getting a scar. That's basically what can happen if you clip off all the way around that eponychium, you clip off all of that healthy skin, it's going to come back as thicker, harder tissue. And you're just going to keep, it's just a big vicious circle. The more you clip, the harder it's going to get. So yeah. I personally don't think it's the proper technique. I know a lot of people do it. It looks beautiful when you're done, but are you keeping in mind the integrity of the skin and the nail?
And it does look beautiful. But also, I will say those pictures, and I'm not saying everybody, some people have different versions of it where they're not really cutting any live tissue. That's not what we're talking about. But they're red. It's red. And when you're irritating the seal and the skin, and then budding nail product up to it, you're kind of encouraging a contact dermatitis on top of the issue that Karen's saying. So I do not cut the cuticle at all. The only thing that I take my nippers out for, and I do it after the nail service, because you can really make that skin back there and the cuticle area look beautiful just by using an electric file and filing, is a hangnail. And the reason I do it after is if you cut a hangnail and then you run an electric file or a hand file around it after you're finished filing, the odds of you nicking it and now it's kind of open, you can cause it to open and bleed. So that's why I prefer, if all possible, to clip it after. But live tissue, no, that's not for me.
That's why I like our diamond square cuticle bit, because I feel like that gets right up around that cuticle, but it doesn't take off too much. It's not getting under and in between, and it still cleans up your cuticle really well, but it doesn't do the damage.
Yeah,
I think a Russian manicure might. Yeah,
that's what you get. that's our opinion.
That's what I feel anyway.
That's what I think.
To each his own. To each his own.
Should I charge now? And you also have to watch your state board regulations too, because most do not allow live tissue cutting. So also be aware of that, especially if a client ends up with an infection or a contact dermatitis because of it. They can come back at you, and state board can actually come at you too. So just a heads up. Should I charge extra because I only use forms?
Because you only use forms? I mean, you charge what you're worth. Okay. I wouldn't have a separate price for forms and tips, because you want to be the one to choose what you're comfortable doing and what your client needs. So if you're going to charge $70 for tips, charge $70 for forms.
I 100% agree. I don't want clients basing what they need off of price. And then I also switched completely over to forms. But form tip shouldn't matter. Let's just price yourself high, since you can. And obviously you can. Let's price. You should. If you're asking that question, it's time for a raise. Yeah. It's time to increase your pricing. Not just because you use forms. It's just because your nails are worth it. So I agree with you, Karen. That it's not because you just use forms. It's just you do great nails and you deserve it.
Exactly.
I have another question. How would you encapsulate a nail decal when using hard gel? I did, and the gel didn't stick to the decal. Any tips?
Decals can be tricky because, I mean, is it a stick-on decal? Is it a water decal?
Full or just a little bit?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
let us know.
I would say if whatever kind of decal it is, maybe put a little bit of protein bond on the top of it before you encase it, because that way at least your product may adhere a little bit better to it.
And I recommend shortchanging just a little bit. You won't notice it, the sides, so it actually seals to the product underneath when you top coat. Just another thing that can help. Can you use slick pour over nail tips?
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
Any of the forms you can do that.
Yep. If you're trying to build a longer nail, definitely make sure you build up an arch to it. So, right in that stress area, right at the seam of the tip, definitely make that a little bit thicker. So, in maybe your first or second coat, add just a little bit more. So just polish on the base right through that stress area, sprinkle, cure, and then do another coat over the top of it. That way you get a little bit more durability right in that arch area.
Yeah, hard gel with acrylic or with the slick pour resin system, you can do all those over tips. So hard gel, you just want to make sure you rough up the tip very well because gel doesn't like to stick to a slick surface. Can you do an overlay with only the new concealer bases? So just straight concealer base, the pink and peach.
I think it would be awful hard to build up.
Yeah.
With that.
I mean, I wouldn't, if you're just talking a very thin layer, I would just use fiber gel for that to get that sheer, beautiful pink kind of look. Because yeah, and if you try to build structure with bases, because it does have a more kind of the resin to get everything to anchor to, it can get hot. So I would recommend using a little bit of a builder over the top of it. Important question. What is Jimmy John's? It's a delicious sandwich place is what Jimmy John's is that apparently delivers TP. But yes,
we're all having Jimmy John's for lunch today.
Oh, it sounds, it's like Subway. No, it's not like Subway. I hate Subway. I do not like Subway. It doesn't. Subway looks amazing, right? It looks amazing. Zero taste. Togo's, Jimmy John's, they actually have flavor to their sandwiches. You're not agreeing with me.
No.
You can go home. I hate Subway.
Have olive oil and
it looks amazing. They're putting all this stuff on it, and the sandwich looks just. I can't wait to bite into it, and it's like no flavor.
Okay, I'm just going to throw out there Jersey Mike's. Do you guys have Jersey Mike's out there?
Yes.
If you want the oil and vinegar, you Jersey Mike's. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, that has some good flavor to it too. So, SoCal Mandy says Jimmy John's is better than Jersey Mike's. So,
okay.
Ooh, head to head. This is like Shake Shack versus In-N-Out.
Oh, In-N-Out.
Shake Shack's good too. I like it. I hate In-N-Out's fries. So I'm just, I don't.
You have to eat them right away. Otherwise, they're just, yeah.
And it's about fries, because people will say, well, it's about the burger. I'm like, no, I have to have both. It's a both thing for me. It's
have the fries.
Burger and fries.
McDonald's has the best fries.
Hands down, McDonald's fries. Hands down.
But you have to dip them in the sweet and sour sauce.
Ooh. Or a Wendy's Frosty.
Yeah. There you go.
French fries.
There you go.
It's amazing.
I complain.
It's amazing. Concealer base. Can you do an overlay with just cover powder or gel, but a clear layer is? Oh, I think Luke, you were answering. I think you is answering the question. Can you do an overlay with just? Can you do an overlay with just cover powder? Yes, you can. Or gel. Yes, you can. But a clear layer is recommended. If you're doing cover powders, you don't have to put a clear layer down first. That's typically we do that for like a colored acrylic or a glitter, something where we're covering the nail. Where when we remove it, it's going to be hard if we have to go all the way down to the natural nail. I'm not sure if you were asking a question or if you were answering a question, Luke. I'm sorry. What is the fine? What is the fine for a black market nail tech? Laugh out loud. The fine.
It depends on your state.
Yeah.
You can get serious fines.
I think it's several thousand. Yeah.
What?
If you're it's basically an unlicensed practitioner.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And then it can block you from getting your real license too. when you want to. So yeah, if they catch you. Let's see. Do we I know we're like almost at an hour and a half.
Oh, geez.
Apparently we can talk. Is there any more questions, Jorge? Let's see. My wife is.
Oh wait, here you go.
My wife hit her gel nail and messed up her natural nail. I just cleaned it and added fiber gel until it grows and heals. It's a stray done, but should I do that? Was that okay to do? Basically, as they're asking.
Oh, okay. Is it open and bleeding, or is it healed over? If it's healed over, I'd say you're good to go. If there's anything open and bleeding, oozing, pussing, on any of that stuff, definitely make sure it stays clean and wait until it heals up to.
Already done it. I got you. Yeah, agreed. Like, there's a lot of times that I've hit my nail, I've broke my nail low, and putting product, if it's not open, putting product over it makes it feel better. It acts like a Band-Aid. It kind of protects it. So it just depends on the situation. But again, an open wound, like Karen was saying, it can get agitated, it can get infected, and it can also kind of create that contact dermatitis that we don't want. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Karen, what type of nails do you personally like to do if a client were to say to you, do what you want?
Well, my first question, because I get those clients, just do whatever you want. I don't care. My first question is always, what is your budget? Because I can do a $500 set of nails if you want me to.
Today I want to do.
Yeah. Honestly, it really depends on the client. Depends on the nails, the shape of the nails. Sometimes I'm going to want to use gel. Sometimes I'm going to want to use acrylic. I'm going to be honest. One of my favorite clients, she's a nail biter, and everybody complains about nail biters, but I absolutely love doing her nails because I know that when she leaves, her nails are going to be beautiful. And they're not going to be the little nubs that she comes in with. Most of the time, she doesn't do a whole lot of art or anything like that. But I personally love that transition of something that is so tore up that just goes out the door beautiful. So,
true. Yeah. I think when you do a transformation like that, there's something, satisfying about it, right? Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. I love it.
Okay. I love Habib, but can we get Karen like once a week from now on? I think so. I would love that.
Okay. We're going to have to talk about my schedule when I'm out there, Tracy. We'll get it on the books. I would definitely love to always be back. Absolutely.
Not that I will remember your schedule, because we schedule things all the time, and I'm like, oh, Karen's coming tonight. Okay.
So if I don't want to come out, then I just say, oh, we didn't do that this
apparently you could just not show up, and I'll never know. They could then you could lie to me and say, Tracy, I was there last week, and I'd go, oh, okay.
Okay. Did we do some good videos? Okay. Yeah.
Great. That's awesome. I'm glad it went so well. I remember that. But yeah, so I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Any more questions before we go? Let's see. Jorge, did we hit the bottom? Yes, more Karen, please. Everybody's wanting more Karen. Bye, Habib. Next week we talk about NFTs, guys. Next week.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not going to be on that one. I'm still trying to figure it all out myself. So
yeah, it's important, but I like to tease the guys, obviously. But I think this is fun. I think it would be great. Heck, it would be kind of fun to do a group mentor thing. I don't even know if we can do that, but that might be a little fun.
That I would love that. Get everybody on here.
Yeah, and I'm going back to drinking. I would like to be able to drink and do that. You'd get the real mentor version. Like
that's a Friday night. Let's do a Friday night.
Yeah, from home.
Yeah, there we go.
Several glasses, a bottle of wine.
Let's just be honest.
It is what it is. Thank you guys so much, Karen. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I will see you tomorrow.
Okay.
And
I'll see you guys when we see you.
Appreciate it. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful Wednesday, and we will see you soon. Bye.
Hey guys. guys, thank you so much for watching these highlights from our Twitch stream. To talk to us live on Twitch, join us Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings. Come hang with us. We love engaging with you and talking with you in the chat. It's at Young Nails Inc. on Twitch.